Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Julie. I'm 53 years old. I'm a professional makeup artist, a licensed hairstylist, hoping to inspire you to try new things, to never stop playing with makeup. It's fun, it's art therapy, and I have fun every time I sit here. Today I'm going to be testing out the new Maybelline. Is this new? It's newly released. I think it's their latest released formulation. This is the Maybelline 30HR Lumi-Matte. Is that what it's called? Lumi-Matte Foundation. I got it right. So I picked up 120 and 220. And if I have to mix them, I'll mix them. We just want to see how this sits on my normal to dry skin. This foundation is recommended for normal to oily combination skin, but I can make products like this work depending on how I prep my skin. Knowing that this isn't necessarily meant for dry skin, I'm going to prep it well. I already have my skincare on. I have Roche Posay Mela B3 or Mela B3 serum on, and I've used the Tatcha Dewy skin cream. So this is nice for dry skin. It's hydrating, it's rich, not so rich that you feel sticky. It is really my go-to moisturizer most of the time. Now I'm going to put my sunscreen on. My favorite is always the same. This is the Skin 1004 Hyaluronic Water Fit Sun Serum. It sits very nicely on the skin and it feels like a drink of water. My hair looks wild today. I've been trying something new. I actually was gifted a product from Serum. It's a hair care product. It's a hair mask. It says to use it in the evening, but after my shower, I've been putting it on my ends. Do I ever like it? I don't put it on the rest of my hair because it feels heavy. It feels like it weighs my hair down if I put it too close to my roots. But on my ends where I have more damage, it feels so good. I didn't use any gel in my hair, so I don't have that real formed curl. I really have wavy hair more than curly hair, but I haven't done anything with it. And you can see, I don't feel that that's frizzy. Anyways, I feel like it looks pretty shiny and healthy. I'm gonna go ahead and apply my sunscreen, and I'm applying a large amount. Sunscreen can sometimes irritate my skin, and this one doesn't. So this color is 120. That looks pretty good. My skin on my face is a lot lighter than the skin on my body, as usual. We're all so much better with our sunscreen on our face, aren't we? Plus, I exfoliate my skin on my face much more than I do my body. And this is too yellow. I can already tell. That is the 220. Let me try the 220 here. Do you see how yellow that is? I really made a big splooch of that, didn't I? And this one is the 120. That will suit my face much better. I'll just place the 120 there. It's really important when you're testing out a foundation to take a step back and look at everything. Look at your hands, your chest especially, your arms. I think that might work on its own. By the time I get bronzer on and blush, I think it might be okay. The Maybelline Lumi-Matte Foundation, it's best for combo to oily skin. The luminous matte finish controls shine while still offering radiance. It's good for normal skin types, especially if you like a natural but long-lasting look. And for mature skin that doesn't run very dry, the smoothing silicones help blur texture and pores. If you have very dry or sensitive skin, it does contain alcohol denat, and matte finishes can emphasize flakes or dryness. So if you have texture, any kind of loose skin that's flaking off, this may not be for you. This foundation is supposed to set fast and is designed for staying longer. I'm going to use my e.l.f. cream blush brush and just apply a light amount. I left my camera on for days. I haven't filmed in days, and my microphone's been on. So I'm so worried that my microphone's going to go off in the middle of filming. Please don't. So far, it feels very light. One of my favorite foundations is the Maybelline Skin Tint. I have it right here, and it does have a luminosity to it, but it has the mica or the artificial mica. I think it's artificial mica. Really, really pretty. It can feel a little bit dry on my skin though. It has film formers. It's meant more for normal combination, just like this one. But this one, I should have tried one on one side and one on the other. This one almost feels a little bit more hydrating. Let me know in the comments, has anyone tried this before? If I use a foundation, for an example, like the Super Stay that I already know, probably maybe this one too that I'm using, and I know that it's meant for a normal combination skin or oily skin, and I feel more dry, I won't set it with powder. So that's the difference. An oily skin would need to set it with powder because their oils are going to break through. Somebody like me who has normal to dry skin probably doesn't need to use powder, if any, maybe just in the T-zone, like where my pores are a little bit larger, maybe up in this area. This is feeling really nice. Okay, let's take a look. It is light. That's okay. Probably would have been better had I mixed the two. That's okay. I've got a natural finish here. It's not full coverage. It's not covering up all my freckles there. It's not doing a bad job with my hyperpigmentation. I keep saying it's hyperpigmentation, but I think that's melasma. I have a little bit of a white spot there, or a hollow spot. It would have been much bigger, but I had Fraxel laser there a long time ago. Wow, it ended up actually giving me hypopigmentation, so that's why it looks really uneven there. It would have been one big dark spot had I not had that done. I'm gonna see how this layers, and I might mix the two just to see what it looks like. I'm gonna mix the two. With that darker shade, I'm gonna start up here a little bit. How's everybody's summer going? I can't believe it's August. I just learned about Lionsgate Portal. Have you ever heard of that before? I love mystical conversations and learning about horoscopes and numerology and everything. Anyway, I learned about the Lionsgate Portal, which happens on August 8th. So 8 and 8th in numerology, the two of them together, it's really powerful energy. And it's a time of rebirth and manifesting and journaling and setting your intentions of what you want in the future in your upcoming year. So I was journaling this morning, telling my journal and the universe all my wishes. That is covering much better just by pouncing that on, and that darker shade added in actually is working really well because I need that darker shade to cover up those dark spots. Whatever's left on my brush, I'm just gonna bring it on my eye. I will often do that. I will cheat whatever's left on my brush underneath my eye to see if I can get enough coverage. Maybe I don't even need concealer, or maybe then I'll just need concealer in this area. Again, remember, I'm very hydrated, so even though this is meant for a combination skin, it should be okay. Let me look up close here. I feel a little heavy now that I've applied 2 layers. I'm just gonna take an empty clean brush and kind of blot it a little bit. See if I can soak up any of the product. This is a great time for a sponge if you feel like you've applied a little bit too much and you want to blend it in, push it into your skin. The bonus of using a brush is it's not going to absorb too much, where a damp sponge could lift the product a little bit, and I don't want to lift it. I just want to remove any excess. Another thing you can do is actually, well, I'll show you. This is often what I would do if I wanted to blot. So you just take your tissue like this and just blot the excess off, if there is any excess. And there, I've got a little bit on there, so that's good, just to get whatever's sitting on top off. I don't want to look makeup-y. It doesn't feel dry. Is that because of my sunscreen that I applied, the mix of the two? Actually, yeah, it feels soft on my hand too, so I think that that's just the formula. If I were to compare the skin tint to Lumi-Matte, I would say that the skin tint feels like it dries down more than this one. I wish I had done a comparison. This foundation, I don't want to change the formula of this too much, so I don't want to add a lot of cream blushes and cream bronzers. I know this is a drugstore foundation review, but I haven't used this in a long time in a video, and I used it, I think, about 2 weeks ago without filming, and I really liked it. This is a cream, but it has more of a dry texture compared to something like the Makeup by Mario bronzer or the Merit bronzer or the Rare Beauty bronzer. This has a little bit of a drier formula, which makes sense to me. It's still creamy, but it's not as fluid. I'm in the color 03 Medium with the Sigma 08. Work it on the back of my hand just to get that embedded in the brush and not sitting on top, and create some shape to my face. It sat really nice the other day. I haven't been using the Dior stick foundation. I find that that settles into my fine lines, especially right here. And it could be that I'm using too much. Could be what I'm prepping my skin with. There are so many different variables that could go into the reasons why your makeup doesn't look good. Why is the foundation not sitting properly? Why it works for one person and not another. Literally could be medicine that you're taking that could be drying out your skin and making your skin feel a little bit different or react differently to a foundation or skincare. So much goes into it. We're gonna have to take this out in the daylight because I really wanna see if this is adding texture. So far, it looks really good here. If you've tried this foundation and you're a mature skin woman like me, let me know. I'd love to find out how you feel about it. I know some people that watch have oilier skin, so it'd be nice to know how you feel. It always helps me help others if I learn how it sits on your skin. I don't always do this, but the other day I did it and I really liked it. Just creating a little bit of a shape, nothing too crazy. Really important that you can't see it. Oh, I still see that yellow on my neck. I got to get that off. I've been trying out the CeraVe hydrating toner and I really like it. It doesn't strip my skin. I don't feel tight after. I feel clean. I don't know if it will get the makeup off. I might need a micellar water, but no, that worked. I showed this in my last video. I'm going to use it again. It worked so well. This is the LA Girl Pro Conceal, and I am using peach, and I believe this is beige. Porcelain. That's porcelain? I would have thought that this would be porcelain, but this is pink. So I mixed porcelain and peach together, and it gave me a perfect combination for a color corrector. And I just mixed the two together, and it got rid of that freckle that's in there. And it's not expensive. Yeah, see, it's hardly creasing. I wouldn't recommend that all the time, by the way, but it did work. If I cheat my foundation up on my eye, I will take my Studio Fix powder and set that, and it's not going anywhere. You could do this with any powder, but the Studio Fix really works well. And I am in the color N4. I'm N5 if I really want to match my body. I'm loving my Morphe palettes. They're so pretty. I watched Katie Jane Hughes use one of these eyeshadows. It wasn't this palette, but she used her brush wet. Should I try that? I don't really go for these colors very often, but I'm gonna try it. I love watching other artists. I get so inspired. And that was something new that I knew how to do that a long time ago, but I just haven't thought to do it recently. So she used a setting spray. I'm using Kosas. This is the Cloud Set. And I'm gonna go into this color right here. Let's see what it does. Oh, wow, yep. So she used it as an eyeliner, kind of building it up from the lash line and working it up. She used a pink. It was so pretty. If you don't know who Katie Jane Hughes is, she's a very talented makeup artist and she has her own makeup line. She's big on TikTok. I don't know if she's on YouTube or not. Let's check out what this looks like dry. Did that make a difference? Just going off on a tangent, as usual. It's about the foundation, but let's try something new. By the way, this color is called Deeper. I will link the palette in the description box for you. All the products will always be listed in the description box for you. So this is dry. Same type of brush. Are they the same brushes? 02 and a 28. They're similar. And it's definitely different. The dry brush gives a softer finish. Does it though? Or does it just feel different? Let's try again. This is the wet. Yeah, see, the wet brush, I spread it out thin. That's what it was. The wet brush really allows for a much deeper deposit. And I'm just working the brush, like tilting it on its edge here to get like this, to get right into the lash line. It makes it more metallic, right? It gives it more of a pop. Fun. I'm gonna do the same thing over here because we can tell the difference. I want them to look even for when I leave the house, even though I'm just taking the dogs for a walk. When I apply the shadow like this, again, off topic, you know what? It's nice. It's giving the foundation time to set in and I'll really be able to get a good feel before I even take off and do it. Yeah, okay. So this is actually setting down a little bit. It's not as tacky. So doing my eyeshadow is good. I can let you know how it feels as I go. But I want to talk about eye shape for a second. You see how this part of my eye is hooding over the other part? If I only do my lid, it accentuates the fact that that's there. I don't think any of us want our eyeshadow to accentuate the hood. So this is where we go up here. We have to take the eyeshadow up here. Not necessarily this eyeshadow though. So I'm going to take a different eyeshadow. It makes sense to go with this warmer color, given the color that I chose on the lid. And this one is called Entwined. So I'm going to take that brush right on the hooded part. And that is going to recede that area. It's going to lift it up, push it back. And the shine of this eyeshadow is going to push that part of my eye forward. This is matte. It's going to make it go back. That's a lot. I should have tapped off my brush a little bit. That's okay though. I'm gonna just brush off my brush. I'm gonna take the excess off And then I'm going to take my brush and circular motions, blend this upward and soften that line. You see the difference that makes in the shape? I really need to have people sitting in my chair so I can play with different shapes. I'm always showing you the same thing because it's only my eyes. Same thing on this eye, just going up. So my brow bone is there. You've heard me say it before, but if you're new, I want you to know why I'm doing what I'm doing and to see it in action. In my last live stream, I showed 2 different ways of doing eyeshadow. One provided more of a lift and the other one it went with my natural shape and it made my eye look more round and large this way. And I really liked the lift and so did a few of you. So I'm gonna do that again, I think. As my eyes get older and sink lower and lower, gotta find new techniques. The other technique isn't bad, but I really liked the lift it gave. So I'm gonna use an Urban Decay 24/7 eye pencil and this is in Tootsie. I don't wanna use anything too ashy. I do want it to be richer than what I have. Light touch. It's not easy because the eyes are different. One of my favorite brushes to use is the Nikki LaRose. This is the N11. It's not so little that you get wobbly. Like if you have a shaky hand or if you have loose skin, it covers a large area and it blends it really nice. It makes it easy versus if you have a really thin brush, then if you wobble or if your skin moves, you can really see that it's not all in line. I'll show you. I'm gonna take the brush and just run it on my eyeliner and I can place this upward like that. It's so easy. It gives a nice smudge. I'm not looking for a sharp line. It's angled enough and detailed enough that I can push it right into the lash line. Can't remember which eye I have to cheat up a little bit. I think it's this one. Or does this one go up? I don't know. I don't know myself anymore. I got that looking so different. How does that happen? No, I was wrong. So this one needs to go down further. Oh, Julie. Okay. It's the other eye. See, when I look at myself in the monitor, it's a different angle. So forgive me. I'm gonna bring this down a little bit, I think. There, that is more like it. So now I have to thicken this part up. Like I said, it's never easy, but it's fun. It's not fun if you're in a hurry, but since I'm just playing, it is fun. And of course, this eyeliner dries fast. Maybe a fast drying liner isn't great when you're trying to figure out your eyeliner. And you know, I'll always be able to fix this with eyeshadow. Remember, it's just an extension of your mascara. Good enough for the eyeliner. I'm gonna go back in with a powder and blend what's not blended because that has set right down. The Urban Decay 24/7 liners will stay. If you have problems with eyeliner smudging, that'd probably be a good one for you to try. I'm gonna use a Rephr 13. This is pretty small and it's gonna allow me to have a lot of control. I'm gonna go into this darker color right here, which is Dark Paradise. And I'm just gonna work that on that outer corner so you're not going to see the stop and the start. It's just going to be all one, like I meant to do it. Whatever's left on my brush, I'm just bringing up into that corner. Not a lot though. I don't want it to be heavy. I really want this to extend and lift, but not look heavy. This is not my best job. Well, lesson learned. It's this one that's all smudged here and not shaped well. This one looks pretty good. It's this one that's having the problem. So I'm gonna use a thinner brush or smaller brush. This is a 23 by Rephr. Because it's smaller and denser, it is hopefully going to really allow me to shape that a little bit better. The softer the brush, the softer the application. That's better. I had a little wobble in there. Don't panic if that happens. Don't panic. It's just makeup. Now that eyeliner is not going anywhere. I have a towel on my knee. I'm just gonna brush off the excess off this brush. Do you know what? I think I might try this color. Why not? Because I don't want it to be too dark. I just want to add a little shadow really close to the lash line just to connect the two. right? It gave me a little something, but it's not dragging my eye down. Physicians Formula sent me a mascara. This is the Butter Lash Splash Mascara. It's waterproof. I don't mind waterproof in the summertime. It actually holds my curl better. It's a keratin-infused blend. It gives length, lift, and volume. That's the wand. It has a little bit of a curve to it. It doesn't give specific instructions on how to use the brush, so let's just go for it. It's not a wet formula. It feels like it's a drier formula. It really is grabbing the lashes. Interesting. It's definitely giving a full lash look, that's for sure. I'm thinking one coat will do. And I'm making a mess. That's me. Don't mind me. That's easily fixed. Did I get anything? Yeah, I made a mess there. So one trick to not get it on your lid is to pull your eyelid up. It will tighten the skin behind the lashes so it's not too close to the lash line. It's a bit of a pain. I'll clean that up in a minute. I can see the spikes. Which side is better? They look like they're different. I don't know how I feel about it. It's unique, that's for sure. I feel like it's depositing more than I'm used to on the bottom lashes, but the top looks like I have 2 coats on. But I normally wouldn't put 2 coats on my bottom lashes. How do I fix that? Let me take a spoolie and brush out any excess. Especially if I'm wanting my eyes to lift from that eyeliner that I just did. I don't want to put a lot of mascara there because it's going to draw my eye down. I really want this to be a bit more natural on the bottom to have the focus on the top. Like I just opened this and it feels kind of like it's been open a week or 2. And that's not a bad thing. I actually like it when mascaras are just a little bit older as the air gets to it. But I wonder how long it will last. Has anyone tried this formula before? It'll be interesting to see how easy it is to get off. Yeah, and I'm getting it on that bottom part again. I think I'm getting it on the bottom because the bristles are a little bit longer here. You see? I'd like to take the blame for this, but I think it's the brush that's hitting the inner part of my rim there. Yeah, it's this part right here. That's a bit of a pain, to be honest. I am grateful to be able to try it out. I just poked myself in the eye, so I think that's my cue that it's not really for me. I don't want to fight with the wand. It definitely is building volume, for sure. But would I reach for it? No, not after today. I would not. It's too much on the bottom lashes. Who would that be for? That would be for somebody who doesn't mind that brush, maybe who is a little bit more coordinated. But I do like to be able to control it more than this is allowing me to do. I'm just gonna skip through the brows. We see my brows all the time. I'm gonna use a NYX Line Out Loud lip pencil. This is gonna be too pink. No. I'm gonna use a Maybelline Lifter Gloss. Are these the same color? No, I feel like I want to go with the lighter. Are they the same color? 900 and 012. I'm going to use Reef. They look similar, don't they? This will tie in the eyes. I love this gloss. I picked up 4 Maybelline Fit Me blushes. I've got Wine, Peach, Pink, and Plum, I believe. Pink or Peach? I feel like this probably makes more sense. This is the Peach. Let's try the Peach. I'm usually a pink girl. Let's try the Peach. I think I've tried Maybelline blushes before. I can't remember if I like it. I'm gonna use my favorite Rephr brush. This is a 05. And let's try it out. These are matte, so there's not gonna be any kind of, I think. Is it matte? Is there a little glow in there? Wait a second. The Maybelline Fit Me Blush is a lightweight powder that delivers natural all-day color. This blendable and natural yet noticeable blush wears evenly and enhances skin tone with a radiant glow. Okay, that's what I thought. I think that's really pretty. I mean, the packaging is not the best. It doesn't feel very substantial. So if that's important to you, then keep that in mind. But I like the color a lot. Where did this come from? There we go. Oh, where is all the flecking come from? Flecking, that sounds funny. Sounds like I'm swearing. I wonder, is that the eyeliner that made a mess? Oh yeah, I did make a mess. That is from the eyeliner, not the eyeshadow. And it's because the eyeliner dries so quickly. Let's get back to the foundation. That is why we're here. And I definitely feel like I don't need to powder. I feel, if anything, like a little bit tight in around my mouth. There's a lot of people that feel tighter and drier around the mouth. That's where I feel tighter. Is it a deal breaker? No, it's not a deal breaker. If I were to set my face with anything, it might be around my nose. I do have my House Labs powder. I really like it. It's nice and light. Another one would be Laura Mercier Blur Powder. That's also really beautiful. Hourglass has one right in there where it tends to get a bit shiny. Maybe right there. That makes a difference, but I don't want to powder around here. This is where I'm feeling a bit tight. I'm just going to use a little bit of the Kosas. Oh, and I've got dribbles. I don't think it enhances my lines. I mean, I can see lines, but I have lines. No getting around that. All right, so I'm gonna step away. I'm gonna go take the dogs for a walk, do some laundry. We're off to New York on Friday to go see my daughter. My other daughter and I are going. I'm so excited. So I have to pack and I'll check in later. I almost forgot, you guys. It's late. I went for a walk with the dogs and I wanted to show you in daylight. Let me see if I can get better light. I was editing and I saw that I said, we have to see this in the daylight, and I completely forgot. So this is after cooking dinner, taking the dogs for a walk. I'm pretty sweaty. Had a little cry today. Nothing big, just somebody checking in on me, and it brought up some emotions. So I had a little tears coming down. Feel like it looks good, and it doesn't feel dry. I thought it was feeling dry around here, but as soon as I started moving around, I don't know if the sweat just started coming, and I don't feel dry or tight at all. Okay, I'm checking in. I did just touch up my blush and I put some lip gloss on. I couldn't take it. I was looking pretty pale. Other than that, I think my foundation looks really good. I've lost a little bit of coverage in here, but that's not the foundation, that's concealer. And that's an area that always needs touching up for me. The foundation is looking great. I think it looks natural. It doesn't look like it's enhancing any of my wrinkles. I have wrinkles, but they're not enhanced by this. They don't look dry. There's no settling in fine lines. Feels really good. My blush did not last. It never lasts for me though. Blush and lipstick are the first things to go for me. The mascara, let's talk about this for a second. So this is supposed to be waterproof, and I had some tears today. A girlfriend of mine, I've spoken about her in a lot of my videos, especially my live streams. She was my neighbor years ago, and she's a spiritual healer. She's an energy worker. Just out of the blue, sometimes she'll contact me. These are days, for whatever reason, I'm in her head, and she'll reach out just when I need a little bit of a check-in or a boost or a reminder to do something, or today it was to release old energy, anything heavy that's been, weighing me down, and to release it. As we were talking, I had some tears. So this waterproof mascara is not really working out. Like, I've got whatever this is on the inside of my eye, the mascara is actually pretty much gone from this eye. The foundation actually lasted through my tears. The mascara, the waterproof mascara, did not. This eye is actually pretty irritated today. I'm not sure if that's the mascara's fault or not. I had struggles with this, actually, come to think of it. Oh yeah, I poked myself in the eye with this mascara today. So it has been bothering me throughout the day. I would say the mascara is not for me. I would not reach for it. There are many items out of Physicians Formula that I love. That one is just not one of them. It's really about the foundation. I'm happy about that. I hope this video helps you in some way. If you did like this video, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. All the product links will be listed in the description box below. Let me know if there are any products that you want me to try, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.